Hi everyone, welcome to Physics World. Today we'll be talking about quantities and units series 2. We have talked about the first series in our last video. Now today I'll be telling you all the fundamental quantities we have and how to derive some derived units. So I may be deriving maybe like 10 derived quantities for you or more than that. Let's see. Now we have only 7 fundamental quantities which are mass. It is measured in kilogram and it is kg, and there are some things I wish and I want to beg you to note very well. You know mass, I've explained what mass is, the quantity of an object, of a matter. So this one, it is being used to measure, what we use to measure mass is balance. We call it balance. We have being balanced, we have many balances like chemical balance, we have many like that. So we use to measure the mass of an object. So it is measured in kilogram, and if they give you questions and your mass is in gram, please convert it back to kilogram. And you know 1000 gram make 1 kilogram. Note that very well. So you must please convert it back to kilogram. That is only when we can be on the silver side, please. It can be, we have different types of objects which we have maybe milligram, we have centigram, we have many small like that. So you must convert it back to kilogram. That is the SI unit, the international standard unit. So that is it. So you must convert it back to kilogram. The second one is length. Length, length. Even if I do not tell you, you know what length is. Distance between 2 points, maybe from here to here. So the distance between this and this is what we call length. Length. What we can use different things to measure length depending on how long it is. You can use ruler if I want to measure this. You can use tape rule if I want to measure myself or measure the board. I can use tape rule. And there is long tape rule which they use to measure maybe land. Those land which carpenter used to measure many things like that. So we have many types of rule, and we have vernier caliper. If you want to measure very small particles, we have vernier caliper, we have micrometer, screw gauge. That's what we can use in length. And length, we can see centimeter, we can see kilometer. Please convert it back to meter before you can use it in physics, because this is the SI unit. I'm used to saying it. Please note that very well. And the unit is what? M. And time, the third one. Time, what we use to measure time is what? Maybe your wristwatch, maybe your watch, maybe your clock, stopwatch, something like that. So we use it to measure time, and it is measured in seconds. And if they give you time in hours, convert it back to seconds before you can use it. Yet convert back to seconds. Except if the unit given in the question is like meter per hour. They are talking about hour. Then you can use hour. When we see how everything is being derived, just it. The next one is temperature, and temperature is the degree of coldness and hotness of the body. When you are doing hot and doing cold. So what we use, we use the instruments we use to measure temperature is actually thermometer, and we have different thermometer. We have mercury in glass thermometer, we have alcohol in glass thermometer, which we contain liquid in glass thermometer. We have different types of thermometer, resistance thermometer. We have many types of thermometer which we use to measure the temperature of an object. So it is measured in Kelvin. All these different types, they have different types of their they have different types of units. So you must convert it back to Kelvin. If they give you in degrees Celsius, you have to convert it back to Kelvin before you can use it, and it is denoted by K. An electric current, the amount of current that passes through a conductor. So electric current is measured in what? Ampere. And we have 2 instruments which we use to measure this electric current. The first one is galvanometer, and the second one is ammeter. Ammeter measures current in ampere, and galvanometer measures current in milliampere. Please, if it is milliampere that was given, they will write something like MA. So this means milliampere. This milliampere actually, we can actually convert this milliampere to what? Ampere. The next one on our list is luminous intensity. What is luminous intensity? It's just to measure the luminous means something that glows. So to measure the amount of energy an object can glow. Maybe you want to put bulb in a specific period. I want to measure how intensified it wants to be, how large it will, like the power of it, how it's going to be. So you are going to use photometer for that. Although these number 6 and number 7, you don't really use them in physics, but 1 to 5 we always use them in physics. So candela is what that photometer measured the intensity, the luminous intensity in. It measures it in candela, which is emitted by CD, and amount of substance, that is what we use in chemistry actually, which we use maybe pipette or burette to measure, a number of moles of an acid or base. So it is measured in what? Moles, which is short as mole. So these are the fundamental quantities. You see, they are just 7. They are not hard to know, just note them. Just only 7 of them. They are not hard. So you'll be able to solve many questions, a block of types, many questions on this. So they are not hard. Now let's check. There are many quantities that are measured in meter. It is not only length that is measured in meter, we all know. So there are many quantities like that are measured in meter. So whenever you see them in your calculation, you'll be able to know that, okay, the unit of this quantity is this, and which are what? Length. And we all know length. Maybe you want to calculate the length of an object, it is measured in meter. The breadth, the width. No, the breadth is the second length. The shorter length is one that is shorter to the length. No, length is longer than breadth. For instance, if you have an object like this, so this place, the longer place is what we term as length, and the shorter place is what we term as breadth. And we can actually call it width, how wide it is. So it is also called width. So how wide it is. Height, how tall an object is. You can see everything you can use. Maybe you can use tape rule to measure them, and these tape rule are being graduated in meters or centimeters. So that's why everything like this, they all use meter as their unit. And altitude is how high, high an object is also. Depth, how deep. Maybe you are checking the depth of an ocean, so you check depth. That's how it is also measured in meter. Radius, radius is from the center of the circle to the part, any part of circumference. That's the radius. It is also measured in meter also. And diameter, 2 radii. This is the diameter. It is the one that divides circle into 2 equal parts. So it is also measured in meter. Distance, the difference between 2 endpoints, that's what we call distance. So distance is also measured in meter, and displacement also is distance traveled in a specific direction. We will explain this part very well for us. So just know that all these always use what? They use meter also. That's how. Now I'm going to move to derive quantities. How we can derive many quantities. Now let's see how we can derive quantities and their units. Now let's see. The first one I will be deriving is area. The first thing I will be asking is that, what is the formula for area? Remember, your area formula is length times length, or let me say length times breadth for simplicity. Now if you now want to check the unit for this guy, now what is the unit of length? Is meter. What is the unit of breadth also? Is meter. Remember what I told you? Length, breadth, width, or many things like that, they share meter. So the unit of area is what? Meter squared. So we always use meter squared for the area of length. So the second one is volume. Let's see. So what you can do is to derive their unit is actually their formula. What is volume? Volume is area times height. So the unit of volume will now be, what is unit of area? Remember, area is meter squared, so you just put meter squared. And the unit of height, I gave you that time, is also meter. And meter squared times meter is meter cube. Let's move to another one. The next one is density, mass over volume. That shouldn't be any problem, because mass is what? Kg. As we know, the unit of mass is kg, and the unit of volume is here, which is meter cube. So what we do is that we write kg per meter cube, or we can write it as kg meter per cube. And truly, look at this place now. In indices, there is something you need to know, the basic law of indices. You call that. Let's just take a look at this formula, the basic unit, the basic law of indices. Whenever you have the same base and you are multiplying together, just take only one base and add their power. That's the law. And if it is division, change that division to minus. That's all. And notice also division, so it can be in this form also. We still say logic. And 1 over any number equals to a raised to power minus c. So 1 over will become minus, or I say minus becomes 1 over e raised to power c. That's just what you need now. So this one is like this one because it is 1 over m cube. As it is coming up, it will carry minus. That is just the logic of that one. Let's move to the next one. Okay, the next one is speed or velocity. Both of them have the same, like, equal formula, so it's just a slight difference, and we'll be talking about the difference when we enter speed and velocity. Now, speed is distance over time and velocity is displacement over time. That's why I put slash on them. So they are both using the same unit. That's why I put them together. So what is unit of the distance or displacement? Remember, they are both inside that place, which is meter, and for time is second. So it is meter per second, like this, or meter. Remember, if this one is going up, it becomes s minus 1. It's carrying 1, this by 1. So by the time it comes up, it changes to negative value. So let's move. Now for acceleration, unit of velocity is what? Meter per second. So we say it is meter per second over time is second. And this, let me just perform one mathematical thing using this formula. Now, if I should bring this one up, you know this means division. So I can have x minus 1 divided by s raised to power 1. You know, s raised to power 1 is still s raised to power 1. Remember, I put division, so it doesn't mean that I bring this one up. It's still the same thing if you want to bring it up. It's still the same thing. But I'm using this division, so I'm not going to bring it up. And if I should use this formula, saying they have the same unit, I will have s minus 1. Division changes to minus 1. And minus 1 is minus 2. So we have s minus 2. So the unit of acceleration is ms minus 2. So we call it meter per second square, or we write it in this form. It's still the same thing. Now, the next one. Okay, for force now, force is mass times acceleration. What is mass unit? Mass unit is kg, which is kilogram, and for acceleration is this, which is meter per second, ms minus 2. So I can join them together saying kg ms minus 2. And this force actually, it has another unit. So other units of force. The other unit of force is Newton. The person who actually finds force is what we call Newton. No, Newton. You have been hearing the name. Newton here and there, Newton. You see, if you also bring out a formula today, what is this? Let me call it torque. If you call it torque, the unit can be in your name. Oh, my name should be, my name is Joe. So let's call it Joe as their unit. You can do that also. So the unit of force also is Newton, but the SI unit is this, because it is the combination of different fundamental units. Then next move to next one. Okay, for the next one, which is work done, force times distance. Force is measured in kg ms minus 2, you can see, and distance is m. You know, so if I want to join, you know, this one is carrying raised power 1, this one is carrying raised power 1, and this is times. So 1 plus 1, according to this law, times you add. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you have kg m squared s minus 2. That's that. And other units of this guy also, other units. So the person who found work done is Joe, so you can term this as what? As Joe. And also it can also be defined in this Newton formula. You know, force is Newton and distance is meter, so it can also be Newton meter. That's another unit for it. So number 8. The unit of power is what? Now, work done is measured in, let me use this first, kg ms m squared s minus 2 over s. The same formula, we should bring out s minus 2 and s. Bringing this one up, the total one will become kg m squared s minus 3, because this is 1. If it is going up, it becomes minus 1. Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. And other units of power. Other units of power are what is work done. That is joule and over second, which is joule per second, like this, or we write it like joule per second. You know, then like this, or we should use work done in terms of force, which is Nm. That's work done over second, which becomes Nms. s minus 1. So they can give you different questions under this one. So there are many ways of deriving Euler quantities. So I will give you many things to practice now. So I will give you the formula so that you can check and derive it and comment your answer in the section below. For moment of a force now, which is force times distance, force, earlier we know that force is kg ms minus 2 and distance is m. So by the time we join them together, we have kg m squared s minus 2. As we said earlier, this one is carrying 1, this one is carrying 1, 1 plus 1 will give you 2. That's it. Another quantity of this moment, other unit, is Newton. Force is Newton.